Why would you not go for it? Why would you not take a chance? At one point in time, you got to take a chance on you.
Nothing but nonsense.
Welcome back to episode 10 of Nothing But Nonsense. Spill it in front of I can't remember the all-time leading point scorer in the NBA. I'd like to ask you.
Person?
Yeah.
Favorite cereal?
Cheerios.
Really? So we will see you in the next episode. Deuces.
Welcome back to episode 30 of Nothing But Nonsense. I'm your host, Chase Thomas, and today I'm joined by one of my closest buddies, ex-co-captain of high school soccer team, Sam DeFabo. It's really special to have him here today. He's been one of my closest friends for a long time. We just reminisced for about an hour on stupid stuff from high school and soccer. Yeah. Good to catch up. Sam and I have a very good track record of being able to text each other every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for the last 365 days about any anime episode that has come out, which I think is a pretty bad friend quality to have.
I was gonna say, like, we haven't spoke for a year, other than anime.
Yeah.
And then now here we are talking for an hour about nonsense.
Probably more anime.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Sam and I guess we're just gonna get right into it. When did you actually get into anime?
During COVID. So my very first one was Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
During COVID, and it was before season 4 came out, and they only had the first season on Netflix. So I binged the first season, and I was like, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
And then I think I was helping someone out with Assassins, like a senior. Yeah. And I was in their car, and I was talking about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just like get on like this random like scam website." And then I binged the rest of it, and then that's when I think you talked about Crunchyroll. When did you get started? I'm not sure.
Mine was probably still mine might have been over COVID or maybe like the fall actually going into it, because my first was Naruto.
Yeah, right.
My first anime, lose my V card to anime, was Naruto. It's always funny though, because like everyone's like, "What's your first episode?" Like everyone thinks it's like this super guilty thing to watch anime.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And my first one was Naruto, and then I think you had ended up telling me to watch Attack on Titan, because then I watched it, and because we were in club soccer season.
Right.
I think for Assassins.
No, yeah, because it was senior year then.
Yeah.
Because I remember I thought I was the coolest person ever, and I went to every single player on the team going like, "Do you guys watch anime?"
Yeah.
And so I was trying to like spread the word and like try to connect with people, because I felt so like different.
Alone for watching it. Yeah. Which I think that's like the one big negative connotation about anime, is that everyone thinks that you're the person that's just going to start cosplaying.
Only
and, like,
weird people watch.
Yeah. And it's just like, the reason why I like watching it now is because you can be way more creative with it. Like there's no physical limitation that actual physical actors have. And so the creative developers and the animators can do whatever they want.
Right, yeah.
Like obviously, now being somewhat, how far back are you on One Piece?
I'm like 10 episodes behind.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you're pretty much at the point where they're starting to animate really big things. Not that they've animated big stuff before in One Piece, but like, could you imagine if like, I don't want to knock the physical or the live action One Piece that they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know the anime community, especially like the big One Piece fandom, they're going to be like, "This is horrible.
Yeah.
It's not really Monkey D. Luffy." Like,
no, right. I know what you're saying.
And I want to give it a chance. I really do. But if it's a bad movie, I'm going to straight up say it's a bad movie.
Is it a movie or is it a series?
I don't know if it's a series or not, because they tease like everything that happened in the first like 60 episodes of One Piece.
Yeah.
Like they have Nami,
Up
Fishman
until
Island,
Usopp joins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he joins, and then they actually go on.
Do they
like,
have
their
Sanji?
real voyage. Oh yeah, well, because it was.
Is it Fishman Island they are at?
So I can't remember what was Sanji's arc.
He was the Barati.
Yeah. So what was the order? Was it?
It was Usopp.
Okay, yeah, no, it was Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp.
No. It was Luffy, Zoro, then kinda Nami, She didn't technically join yet.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
But she was working under Buggy, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just like stealing stuff. But it was just to make money for.
Harlong.
Yes, thank you. And then Usopp joined, and then Sanji joined, and then technically Nami officially joined. I think
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
That's so weird that you remember that because I literally forgot Nami was part of Buggy's.
Yeah,
pirates.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but
No, you're right because she had been just like the cat burglar Nami
right.
in that whole episode or the series of episodes. Yeah, but honestly, if this like the live actions that they're starting to redo, like, do you remember? Have you watched the Avatar: The Last Airbender? Like, not
Yeah.
the live action.
No,
Well,
I've
both.
watched the original, not the. I didn't know there was a live action.
There's a live action one. It's god awful. It is
Really?
like it's horrendous because firebenders they can pretty much just like create fire.
Yeah, yeah.
And like earthbenders they can pretty much just do anything in one move like something happens. Well, in the live action, the firebenders had to be placed next to a fire source to be able to use the fire.
really?
And then the
Okay.
earthbenders did this like whole like there were 4 of them and they were doing all these different poses of martial arts and all they did was move one boulder. Like it was just like such this like letdown that you're
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this?
That's
Like if they do that with One Piece, like I'm sorry, I'm gonna say they did it, but hopefully they do it justice.
I was really. I thought like the make or break from the trailer was how they would animate Luffy's.
The jet pistol.
Yeah, just like his like stretching of his body, and it doesn't look bad for like
No.
a live action thing. So I have hopes for that. I feel like the animation isn't going to be terrible. Hopefully, I mean it's obviously the best they can do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It should be interesting to say because this is definitely one of the first live action animes I ever heard of.
Oh, for sure. Because you could pretty much call Avatar a cartoon.
Yeah, right.
I really don't know what the line is between cartoon and anime. I
just
guess it would
think
just be
it's-
like how they go about telling the story. Like animes, the weird part that took me a while to get used to in anime was like the forethought and the narrations of the characters doing everything.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Like it was like them talking to themselves about what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it. Whereas like every other show is just them going about it.
Yeah, I mean, like Death Note, like just bringing that up, like that's basically how Death Note is written because it's
Yeah.
all about the thought and like
And Light's like how he's gonna go and do everything.
It's both Light and L. Like it was just like them talking
Yeah.
to themselves the entire thing, and it's just their thoughts, and it like just makes it so much better. But like, yeah, that's how a lot of shows are. It's just like themselves, which
Yeah.
is the narration is just different than any other show.
I've gotten used to it and I like it because it actually kind of explains more for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a horrible person when it comes to like plots. Like I kind of just want to know what happens,
Yeah.
which is a horrible habit to get into for anime because it spoils everything. But whenever like it just kind of helps be like, okay, they're doing this because of this. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to do extra research or extra reading or have to
Right.
know like a ton of lore for this to happen. But
Yeah. I mean, speaking of One Piece, that is the problem with One Piece is everything is spoiled because of how just it's been there since 1999.
It's
I
so
think,
long.
and it's so long that like something that happened 12 years ago, like
you can't do anything.
yeah,
about
you
it.
can't do anything about like not hearing about it. And like I don't know, can I do spoilers or no?
You can do spoilers. I'll give like TikTok
Yeah.
spoilers.
So like when Ace dies,
Yeah,
100% spoiled for me because I saw it on TikTok.
I looked it up.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, I know. Well, because then it's like, because now I'm at the part, and another spoiler is like, I'm at the point where they're about to fight Doflamingo. Well, they're fighting Doflamingo. Like, Law's fighting him. Luffy just pretty much beat Bellamy.
Yeah.
Zoro is right about to cut Pika. Like, I know that. Like, that's already,
Okay,
like, I already
yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
But at this point, like, I'm just interested for the animation. Because I really like how they animate stuff.
Yeah.
And all like types of animes. But yeah, like in terms of like you knew Ace was
Yeah.
spoiled, which you can't do anything about. Like if you see it on TikTok, you're like, oh, Ace is dead.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm like, I love this show, and I see stuff on TikTok, and it's like, if you interact with it, you get more views. So I want to watch it, like it, and I'm watching it through because I'm just like, it's a sick edit.
Yeah.
And then it's Ace has a giant hole in his chest, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, thanks.
I was like, I'll forget about it, and of course you don't forget about
Yeah,
it.
and then like it's like a Whitebeard giving his final speech, and he's got a cannon blast you, and you're like, realistically, like sure it's anime, there's plot armor, but
Yeah.
they're gonna kill a character if he's literally
Yeah.
got a giant cannonball. through his chest.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I like, Hell's Paradise, which you and I both started watching, I really like that because you can't spoil anything from it, especially
Right.
if you're caught up to it.
Which
Like,
I'm not.
You aren't, so I
don't
won't say anything
spoil
from the
any-
new episodes.
Yeah.
But like, how far are you behind? 1, 2,
Couple.
couple?
maybe.
Okay, so I won't
Yeah.
talk about it too much. But like,
Did they finish it? Did the
No, I
last
don't think
episode just
so.
come out?
they're still
For
making
this-
episodes.
okay.
Like I just
Oh,
watched this
okay.
week's. There's no way it could end. Like there's no like plot. There's no like what's the end of it? What is it called whenever they tease something at the end?
Cliffhanger?
Yes, I could not think of that word. Oh my god, that was like really hard. Yeah, they didn't leave a cliffhanger. They left like a fighting cliffhanger, not like a
You don't know
One
what's gonna
Piece
happen.
like time skip where like
Yeah.
right at Marineford they're like, okay, now we're gonna go train for 2 years. Now you're like, okay, there's gonna be like a break here.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, so that show's really good. I said to Sam before, if you guys haven't started watching it, I like it because it's a combination of the powers and abilities from Naruto
Yeah.
and the plot of finding a specific item or message or something like One Piece.
Yeah, you put me on that show. You told me to watch it. And
Yeah.
honestly one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best I've seen, which I haven't seen. I don't know.
Well,
Probably
you've
on-
watched the big ones. Like, go through the ones that you've watched.
I watched One Piece, Naruto, Attack on Titan. I'm trying to think. Hunter x Hunter, which is a great one.
Yeah.
You haven't watched it.
I haven't
right?
watched that one at all.
It is one of my favorites. Death Note, if you consider that a big one,
Mm-hmm.
which is my favorite. Code Geass. You
I haven't watched
seen
that one.
Another great one. I mean, I'm trying to think. I have like some random ones that I watch that I'm like
I
not fans
I saw
of.
you watching Doctor Stone.
Doctor Stone, which
I haven't watched.
it's more of a comfort one.
Okay.
I can watch it as a comfort one.
Yeah.
I watched Spy Family, which is a little bit not me.
Yeah.
But it's still good enough to like continue watching it, but it's just not like it's not for me. But
Yeah.
like it's at the point where I watched the first 2 seasons, so I'm like,
Yeah.
mine as well.
Did you watch Full Metal Alchemist
Yes,
Brotherhood
yes,
too?
that's a good one. That's another good one. It's
I
think it's
haven't watched that one, but
number 1 ranked on Mal, I think.
is it really?
I believe so.
Yeah, but like you've watched some pretty big ones, so for you to say Hell's Paradise to be up there, it's quite an achievement.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Do you have Mal? So do you know how like it works? Like you can just rank animes basically. So like I have my 10s as ones that I would 100% watch again.
Yeah.
And so like I have Hunter x Hunter, I have Death Note. I think that's it for my 10s. Hell's Paradise is easily going to be a 10. Like I could easily rewatch it again. And
Yeah.
that's what makes a 10 for me. Is if I'm able to
If it's
watch
rewatchable.
it. Yeah.
I just love it so much because the animation's good.
Yeah.
It's a dark main
Yeah,
character, which is why they put it in the new Dark Trio, which is Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's another one I watched, yeah.
So Jujutsu Kaisen, Hell's Paradise, and then Chainsaw Man. Like that's
Oh
the
yeah,
Dark Trio.
I forgot though, and then Demon Slayer as well.
Yeah.
I forgot. Did you catch up?
I caught up, yeah.
No, I'm so behind on a lot.
Well, because you went on vacation.
yeah,
But
right.
are you caught up on Vinland Saga?
I think I'm 1 episode behind.
Okay, so the last
I haven't watched the last.
the last
yeah.
episode is they're gonna do another time skip. Like they're not gonna make.
Oh really?
They haven't made the next episode for like 2 weeks,
Oh.
so they're gonna do another time skip.
I didn't know.
kinda
So they're
sucks.
coming out with another season then. Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of jumping around all the animes right now, but my beef with Vinland Saga, especially the new season, is that I really enjoy the character development and
Right.
the change
Right.
of Thorfinn, but the action and the darkness
Yeah.
and the fighting, it was just all that was the masterpiece of
Yeah.
season 1.
No, that's what because Vinland Saga was another 10 for me.
Yeah.
But that was the first season. I don't think I could rank the second season as a 10. Like
No.
it's still like you said, the character development is like the whole point of
Yeah.
the show, obviously. But like it was just dull.
Yeah, it's dull for me in the fact that I like animes because I've always been an action movie person,
Yeah, right.
an action series person.
Yeah.
That I value the high action ones. Like Death Note wasn't really high action, but there was a much larger, grander action type plot.
Just the suspense. Like I
Yeah.
love that suspense.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was just you never knew.
You-
Genuinely never knew what was gonna happen.
Even if like that was like the one thing you like, sometimes you can say like people like they'll warn you like, oh, like can I spoil this for you? That was the one anime I was like, no,
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Like seriously, don't.
Right.
Because like the bigger ones, like Naruto, I spoiled half of that for myself. But I really didn't care all that much because it was my first one, and I didn't know about like the art of not spoiling something in anime. Because there's not spoiling in movies, and then there's not spoiling in anime, and I think they're two different extremes. Because in anime, it reveals way more than like a movie could ever reveal.
Well, yeah, definitely. Because like a movie's what, an hour and a half, 2
Hour
hours.
and a half, 2 hours, and then you're like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
But then like One Piece, like you have
20 years.
20 years of
if you
episodes.
spoil if you
break it down
spoil
like that.
Ace's death, you spoiled what, 13 years of it? Not 13, but you know what I mean.
But it's like 500 episodes of
yeah,
the series.
exactly. So it's like you just spoiled like the biggest plot up to that episode. And it's just like
Yeah, because really
part of
before
it's
then it was
amazing.
like them getting their crew.
Yeah.
And like I already know that Jinbei becomes one of the pirates.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
As far as I
You could-
yeah, what she does.
Yeah. He like. Totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the whole everything before Marineford was gathering the crew,
Yeah.
saving everyone from their own backstory kind of thing,
Right,
like
yeah.
saving Robin, saving Chopper, saving Frankie, saving Sanji, Zoro. Like they got all that out, and then battling some of the higher level bosses, like who's the stupid freaking boss from the island, the haunted island?
Oh, the ghost guy.
Yes.
Maria or something. I forget his name.
Yeah,
but
Gecko Moria.
Yeah.
Stupid boss.
Yeah, that was the worst arc. I did not like that arc at all.
Really?
A lot of my friends told me to skip it.
Really?
They said skip it, yeah.
It really didn't do anything except for add Brooke.
Brooke. No, yeah. They said skip that and skip Skypiea. But Skypiea, I think, is one of the most underrated because so many people hate on it with Enel. And I think Enel is one of the best villains. And
Out of the whole series?
Because it just so happens that Luffy's made out of rubber. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
it's a
counter.
perfect
It's
match.
the perfect counter. And like if it wasn't for that, like obviously it's plot. Obviously they made it to be that.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for that, he would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it's just a, I like this. I like the
No,
arc.
yeah, and you can like different arcs for different reasons. Like
Yeah.
I like that one. Like that one was slow for me, but I really enjoyed. Like some people didn't like Fishman Island all that much.
Yeah.
But I like the last half of Fishman Island because I tend to like halves of arcs because the first half of the arc it's always them like doing something stupid in the town,
Right. Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, can we get on with it a little bit?
yeah.
But I like Fishman Island just because they got to show off all the new training that they had all gone through and showed
Yeah.
different moves.
That's true. That's very true. It's a shame because like you would have hoped that like just coming off a 2-year training, he's just gonna destroy this guy,
Yeah.
and he did.
Yeah.
And it was just like you would expect that, and it happened. But
Yeah.
at the time, it was just like underwhelming because like
You kind of wanted it to happen.
yeah, you wanted it to happen. And it was like it almost should happen because
Yeah.
of like they'd be pointless if they had 2 years of training just to like get into like a tough battle. You know.
Yeah.
But
Like that's always one of the biggest things that I love about anime is I love all the form changes. Like I love
Yeah.
Luffy's gears. I love Naruto's different like the Sage mode and all of his different like Kurama mode, like
Yeah.
all those different like I like those kinds of things. Which I like spoil all of One Piece's for myself. Except for like I don't know all of Zoro's. I don't know they really don't all have that much more.
not really.
Luffy has because he has all of them. He has all 4 gears. I know they have them, and then he has Snake Man, which I know about, and then they have an animated Gear 5.
Yeah. Which yeah. So that was the thing. So I got caught up during. I mean, obviously because we're still in Wano, and I got caught up during like the beginning of Wano, and so everyone in that whenever Gear 5 came out in the manga, all of TikTok
lit
was
up.
just and it was just awful, and I was like. I just got caught up to an 1,000+ episode anime and it's still getting spoiled for me. So that's when I just said F it, and I read like 60 chapters ahead. So
did you?
I know how Wano ends because I read ahead.
Yeah.
So I basically spoiled it for myself, but
Yeah.
I feel it was a better way by reading ahead than
To find out for yourself,
Yeah,
rather
right.
than for someone else to tell you. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah, because that would have been really annoying if you were just like watching it and you're like, oh, someone told me.
yeah.
But now you know how it ends for yourself, and
Yeah.
like it's because you did it on your own willing terms.
Willing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like it. That's why anime will forever have a place in my heart for the action and the animation.
Yeah, definitely the animation.
Oh yeah, I do want to start to get into like some smaller ones, but I'm really trying to grind out One Piece. Like I've put in probably 20 episodes of work in the last 2 days, which is fine.
Nice, yeah.
But because I have this thing where I don't really like want to start a new one because all the ones I want to start are like 100 some episodes. Like Hunter x Hunter, I want to start. Like that's
What do you think about starting next?
Probably Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
And then because I could also do Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
It's 50. So I think 54.
I might as well just do that one.
I could be wrong on that, obviously.
You said Code Geass was really good, and that was like 20.
There's 2 seasons.
Or is it like 40, 50?
It's 50 again, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I might do a small one because I think you did a small one after One Piece. I think that's why you went through and did like Code Geass and like Full Metal Alchemist, and you were like, okay, I got to do these small ones to crank out some just like.
I think it was Code Geass that I watched after. I could be wrong, but I think it was that I watched after it.
I do think it was Code Geass too because I think you told me to watch it.
I have my order saved on my phone somewhere.
Do you really?
Should I grab it?
You can grab it. Yeah.
Let's see.
Back like
My
that.
ears.
Is it really?
Oh my, yeah, it was very bad. And I tried to hold it down low. It didn't help.
What time do you?
What time is it?
I know. I started this recording at 7:26.
Oh.
7:50. Okay.
Oh Jesus. We talked about One Piece for 30 or 20 minutes.
Is that 20? Yeah. pretty
22.
much. Yeah. Well, because the other annoying thing is too, like with my camera, for whatever reason, I have like a 30-minute timer on it before it auto shuts off, and we'll stop recording. So I have to keep paying attention to the time. Which I might as well just go ahead and stop it right now.
All right, yeah. I'll look at my thing now. I'm very curious on what I did.
Yeah, Sam and I were just looking at his list of animes, and you said which ones you really like that you forgot about?
Cyberpunk was a good one. I think it won Anime of the Year 2020.
Oh yeah, I think that's how I saw that it was an anime. So
Yeah.
What's you? You can spoil it if you want to. I'm not really care. What was the main plot of that one?
So basically, like, this guy was in school. I'll just tell you like what I can remember. This guy was in like high school, and like it's all like into the future. Like everything's like technology, but I don't really know. And like so basically, like this guy's mom died, and she was like working with this group who like they could like add like a spine. They'd add like a metal spine and give like power ups or something.
Yeah.
I'm probably butchering this really badly.
Is it pretty much the plot of the video game?
I've never played. I saw it.
I haven't played the video game either.
It is. I looked at the trailer for the game because I was like, oh my god, like they have a game.
Yeah.
and then I it was like basically the same main character, but basically what it is like this guy just keeps giving upgrades to his body to the point where he just kills himself. But like there's more to it.
Sure.
In the end, he dies, but like there's definitely more to it than just that. I couldn't tell you right now.
Yeah.
But
No, I started watching another one. I haven't caught up on it. It's called Heavenly Delusions, I think. It was one of the brand new ones that I started with Hell's Paradise, but it seems like kind of like an apocalyptic world kind of thing. Like there's these people that are stuck in school, like in this bubble, and so they don't know what's outside this bubble. But there are two people on the outside of not two people, but like an entire world outside this bubble, and these people are trying to find the place that's called, I think it's actually called Heaven or something like that, which I think is ultimately going to be this bubble area.
yeah.
But like these kids are brainwashed. These people know, like it's kind of like an apocalyptic thing, but not like a zombie thing. But it's sort of entertaining. I only watched like 3 episodes of it.
Okay.
But it's not on Crunchyroll. I had to pirate it.
Zoro.to.
Or like 9 Anime.
Oh.
They're like the same thing.
Oh, I never
They're
heard
all
of
the
the
same
other one.
thing. If we just talk about openly pirating.
I haven't used it. I haven't actually used any of the anime ones.
Really?
I've never used Zoro.to, despite like probably should use it. But
Yeah. I watched Naruto dubbed, which is actually probably one of the ones that you can watch dubbed.
I meant to bring that up.
Really?
I was gonna bring up sub or dub, but go on with your story.
I watched it dubbed, and so on Netflix, they have it dubbed up for the most part, and then you get to Hulu, and then they have Shippuden dubbed for like half of it. And so then I didn't want to switch to sub halfway through, so I had to figure out how to do it. So I watched it on 9anime. But yeah, sub or dub.
I mean, I do sub.
Yeah.
I know you do sub for the most part. But I think it has to be sub. Personally.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some animes that you can watch sub or dub.
Yeah.
For me, Naruto was a good introduction into anime. That's why I watched it dubbed. Did you watch your first one?
I watched it sub.
Was that Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan,
That one you have to watch sub though.
Yeah,
Did you know that going into that?
No, I just knew I just knew if it came out this the original form, I want to watch like that. Have you watched Squid Game?
The animated?
No.
Or like,
Squid
oh
Game.
yeah. Oh
Did
yeah,
you
no, I
watch
watched that one sub because I was already used to watching.
That's true, but did you see the dub version or the the dub version?
Yeah, the dub version because they translated just these white voice actors over these people that and their mouths don't match up because they're speaking a totally different language.
And it's off, and obviously anime is different because you don't actually have the words you're saying out loud. But it just made I feel like the voice actors. I think Death Note's another one you can watch dubbed.
I don't remember if I watched that one dubbed or not.
The voice actor for Light does a very good job when L dies.
Really?
And his him basically saying my sweet victory or something.
Oh yeah. That's
And dubbed, it is amazing. It's very good, and I will admit that.
Is his famous laugh the subbed or dubbed version?
I'm pretty sure it's dubbed.
Really?
Yeah.
He nailed that laugh then too because that just you felt you felt the evil and it was his laugh is the My Sweet Victory part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I'm pretty sure.
Because there's freaking 2 plots to Death Note. It's all one though.
Did you watch after L died?
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of people stop, and I'm like, you
can't. You have to watch more.
Were you L or Light? Who'd you prefer?
I kind of just preferred L.
Me too.
Just because he was just
Me too. Yeah.
The only reason why I was more L was because also Light was really just kind of thought he was everything.
Yeah.
And thought he could get away with it, and I wanted L to be no.
Yeah. Right. No, I know what you're talking about. And the thing is, for people that stopped watching it halfway, L knew he had to die in order to catch Light.
Yeah.
And he had that all that's just how that's
Everything
how smart both of them were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But L knew that was the only way to get him, because then that's when
I forget.
Nier and Mello came.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Is Mello? Was he the blonde one?
Mello was
Yes.
the one that I think was in the biker gang or the separate gang, and he ended up dying.
Yeah, because he
think.
kept trying to get the Death Note.
Yes,
didn't he?
right,
Okay,
right.
and then Nier was set up
Yeah.
by L to be able to.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Sub or dub, I think, does do a whole lot for an anime.
Yeah.
And honestly, you should, if you're gonna watch an anime, specifically your first one. Oh, we could also talk about which animes you should watch first. But
Okay,
you should do research about which voice acting style is gonna be best for it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch Attack on Titan first, which I could honestly recommend as one of the ones to watch first.
You think?
Maybe, sort of, kind of, not really. It's up there, but I would prefer to watch that one subbed because the dub version they just sound like totally different characters.
Yeah.
But which animes would you recommend first?
Out of all the ones I watched, if I could think which one I'd want to start with, it's tough, honestly. What do you have? What do you have in mind? Because I honestly can't think of one.
I think from a plot perspective, to get yourself introduced into how creative anime can be, Death Note. And then I think if you're going to go a big 3, because I've watched Bleach too. I don't think you've watched Bleach.
I have not watched Bleach, yeah.
Out of a big 3, watch Naruto. And the only reason why I say that, I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, is because sure, half of it's fillers, but the great thing is you don't have to watch the fillers. You could just watch the plot.
Do you skip fillers?
Yeah. And one,
you didn't for Naruto though, right?
Naruto, I didn't know about fillers, so I
them.
watched all 700 episodes of Naruto.
Yeah. I skipped fillers, and it made Naruto much more enjoyable. But you definitely do not watch One Piece first. 1,000 episodes is gonna just
it's gonna melt your brain because you don't know what's going on, if you're not accustomed to what the style of anime is. And then the other thing too is I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this about One Piece. The episodes that are not fillers, 25 to like 30% of those probably could be fillers.
No, yeah, that's the pacing's just awful.
Yeah.
And I remember Alabasta. This one I use for an example when I explain this to people. They had 15 minutes to locate a bomb.
Yeah.
And they made a span of 15 minutes into 40 episodes.
Yeah.
And like when you put into perspective, like, cause like a lot, well, the thing is, cause like a lot of the times they're like, okay, they're doing Nami's fight. And then the next episode, it's like or like a 10 episodes, it's Zoro's fight.
Yeah.
And that's technically happening at the same time,
Yeah.
and they can't show that in any other way other than how they do it. And that's why the pacing's awful, but the pacing is just awful.
Which is so, because if the pacing was a hair faster, and even if it were a hair faster, I think the show would be totally different.
Yeah. No,
But like, if Nami's fighting for 10 episodes, I don't need to see Nami fight for 10 episodes.
No.
Like, she could, because there's plot armor, and she's Nami, and she's part of Luffy's crew. Like, beat her down in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Give her 2 episodes to come back and win. That's really all you need. But Luffy's fights with, like, Rob Lucci, and, like, the bigger fights that mean a lot more, and Zoro and Sanji, like, they're the Pirate King's wings.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to see them fight for a little bit longer.
Like, there's a lot of, like, Frankie's fight and... What are you on now? I forget.
DeRosa?
Yeah, his fight in this arc is, I think, the best fight in the arc.
I think that's what you were trying to get at, too, because you were like, Frankie does way better, because I told you where I was at.
Yeah.
At the Coliseum part when I last talked to you.
Yeah, oh, okay, yeah.
And you were like, yeah, this is Frankie's arc.
Yeah, and it's just because of the... Like, that's what I think what you're saying. Like, all these fights don't need to be spread out into 20 episodes, but, like, Frankie's fight is perfect.
Yeah.
Just because of, like... They give flashbacks to random people, and it adds more to what the fight means.
Yeah. I forget who he was fighting.
I couldn't
Something
remember.
baby.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if it was something baby or just baby. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I forgot he was even a baby, honestly. But
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing I couldn't get over. I was like, can you grow up? And then he gave the backstory about why he dresses as a baby
did you
'cause
get
of
to the
kid.
backstory?
Yeah, because
Oh.
his kid and...
that's why I think... Because then Frankie, like him, that fight is just about, like... Have you finished the fight or no?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's just about, like, just pure respect between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I just think that was a cool, like... Because Frankie is, like, very, like... I don't know how to put it in, like, a non-cringe way.
Say it.
I don't want to say, like, he's, like, mature because it's an anime, but, like, he had to fight this guy, and he sympathized for him, and, like, he knew what he was going... Or, like, he knew... Like, he put himself and, like, realized how he was feeling, but he still knew that he had to
beat him for the
beat
sake
him
of...
up.
Yeah.
And, like, so, like, for that, I was like, yeah, Frankie's, like... That's his
He's pretty
art.
legit.
Yeah.
Because the other thing, too, is, like, Law's back... Like, all the backs... Because I saw Law's backstory, too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But, like, the backstories, you get so attached to the characters. I do not care that the backstories are long, because I like to know, like, what's going on.
Yeah.
Sure, they can speed up with just a hair, but, like, I get that the backstories are important, but, like, Chopper's backstory adds so much to his character depth that it's unreal. Like, he tried to save his senior mentor. His dad pretty much killed him. Didn't mean to. He thought he was doing a good thing. He was, like, ostracized by his family because he
turned into a human.
Because he ate a devil fruit by mistake. And, like, it was just, like, he couldn't control what was happening.
Speaking of plot, could you, like, his fruit, Chopper's fruit turned him into a human. Could you imagine, like, what if a human ate that? They literally ate a fruit just to... No, because it would have kept them.
A human turned into a human?
A human turned into a human, and they just would have lost their ability to swim. That's all it would have been. Just a fruit that made you lose how to... Or forget how... Or can't swim.
I think that's such a stupid thing they put in, that if you're going to eat a devil fruit, that you can't swim.
Like, there has to be something to it.
There's a drawback. There has to be a drawback.
Drowning for 10 episodes.
Every arc, they're like, "Where's Luffy?" And it's just like they pan the camera, and he's just like floating down into the water, and Sanji and Zoro have to go save him. Or like Chopper's like, "Oh, I'll go save," because he's a doctor, and then Chopper starts drowning, and you're like, "What the hell is going on?"
So speaking of devil fruit, and Blackbeard has 2. So why do you think he's able to have 2?
I stay away from the theories, actually, believe it or not, because I know that most of those are false because the One Piece fandom is crazy with these theories and
Yeah.
they just like kind of just like to pull things. I really don't know. I bet it has part to do with the Will of D.
Okay.
Simply because the Will of D, from the part that I understand now of Doflamingo's brother explaining it, is that the
Right.
D are the destroyers of gods.
Yeah.
And that's why Doflamingo hates Luffy, is because they used to be celestial dragons and like they had all this like
Oh yeah,
god
I forgot about his
power.
flashback. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why Doflamingo is trying to go after the Will of D.
Yeah.
And I think I really do wish, honestly, if the Will of D came out tomorrow in Wano, I would probably just watch the episode just because I want to know what the Will of D is so bad.
Yeah.
But I do think Blackbeard's powers come from being able, from the bloodline of the Will of D.
So then that means Luffy can have another devil fruit.
But I think he would opt not to, just because I think Gear 5's, he's got the most powerful Joy Boy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
he's got everything. But yeah, like, Luffy could, Law could, who else are the D's? Jaguar. He's not really important. He died, actually. Didn't he? He was the Jaguar D Saul was the guy that was with
Robin.
Yeah,
he's dead.
he's dead.
He's like one of the
Okay,
only
like-
characters that's dead.
Yeah.
And like, did you see? So I follow. It's called One Piece Universe on Instagram. Do you
no,
follow
I'll
them? And so they talk. They like bring up interviews and like quotes from the creator Oda, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And he said like the reason why he doesn't kill off characters is because at the very end he wants to have like a big party.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. Like I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I
There's
read.
always. Dude, I sent you the TikTok earlier that was like Luffy and his crew or in the Straw Hats after they just beat up a whole island, and it was just like a whole party. Like it was just these dudes dancing. I was like, it's so true though.
Yeah,
they literally
no.
just they kick, they take names, and then they just have a big party.
food.
After.
He gets meat.
Yeah.
And then Zoro gets the drink, and then
Yeah.
Nami tries to get mine. Yeah, like they all have their quirk, I
Have their
guess.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly, seriously, if the Will of D came out tomorrow, I think I would just watch it. Because it's such an important piece of the show
Yeah.
for you to be able to understand everything else, and they will not tell you. Like, I was like, there are very few times where I get out of my seat in anime, and whenever the flashback of Whitebeard and Goldie Roger drinking sake, they were like, he was like, Whitebeard was like, well, what's the Will of D? And then Goldie Roger took a sip of whatever alcohol they were drinking, and then he was like, the Will of D is, and then it just cuts to where Whitebeard and Marineford is like, the One Piece is real, and I'm like, damn it! Like,
Yeah.
we could have just figured out what the Will of D was.
Right.
That one pissed me off a little bit, just because I wanted to know so bad.
What's your favorite devil fruit?
Now that I learned that Doflamingo said Laws is the most important,
okay.
Opanomi.
I'm not good with the names of anything.
Opie is how it's spelled.
Okay.
But I think I'm already past the part where they said the importance of it,
Yeah.
but I didn't catch Doflamingo's version of why he wanted it. I know Law said it was because you could transfer a life.
Yeah.
Is that why Doflamingo wanted it?
I know. That might be why. I don't.
can't remember?
I don't remember. I knew that was a thing because I'm a big theory person, unlike you, and like for some reason, I think the next arc is the Giant Island. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but do you remember whenever like those two giants would fight, and like Usopp became like he's like, oh, I'll become
their friends. Yeah.
I'll become a warrior of the sea. So everybody thinks that arc is next, and it could be in the manga. I really don't know. And everybody's like, this is where Usopp dies.
Really?
That's what they think Usopp's gonna die because how do you become a warrior of the sea or something? And apparently everybody's like, oh, it's through like sacrificing yourself through death. And then everybody's like, that's where Law comes in and sacrifices his life for Usopp.
You think Law would sacrifice his life for Usopp?
I think that's something that I heard. I think they bring up Law sacrificing himself for Usopp or Luffy or like they think he's gonna use it before the show ends.
He should. I don't know who he would use it on. It would just suck to see Law go because I love Law as a character.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. Zoro's my favorite character, and then I think Luffy, and then Law's after him.
I think my favorite character is probably Law, and then Zoro, and then probably Luffy and Sanji, and then right now I'm still at a stage where Usopp is still kind of a crybaby.
I'm not a fan of Usopp personally.
So I'd have to go. Oh no, there are so many characters. I like all of the Straw Hats.
There's so many characters.
I just really do not like being the warrior C and you're still a crybaby about everything.
Yeah, I mean,
like I like Chopper because he's still kind of close to his character. Brooke's funny because he literally can't die. Jinbei's a good character because he shows like a test of loyalty. Like he's a fun character in that way.
Right.
Nami's fine. Robin's hot. I see all these memes. It was like what I would do to be crushed by Nami's. Or,
Dude, the feet. Oh my god, bro! It was like this has to be the best way to go out. I'm
like who is thinking about that?
But like, did you see the difference between animations when a female's an editor versus a male's the editor? Or
I haven't paid attention.
Not
to that.
editor, animator.
No, I haven't paid. So which episodes were the ones that like a female was?
There's one in it's in Wano, and I saw it on the Instagram page, and it was like, what's her name? Yamato, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you, and like when a male is the editor or animator, gives her like massive.
Yeah.
But then when a female is like, they don't
respectful.
Like my thing is like, how much does giving this character massive add to the show? I mean, obviously nothing. But
that's the other part where people have an issue with anime.
It's annoying. I genuinely find that part annoying. Just every female character is just.
It's just like super sexualized.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't need to be a thing. No. Sure, it's whatever. Like you're just like, cool.
It's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker.
It's annoying to see.
It gets to a point where you're like, okay, can I go an episode without Nami being in my face?
Yeah.
Like I kind of want to see Chopper like do his thing, even though it's just Chopper.
Right.
But that's where the people really have a tough time with anime because like the way that the female characters are portrayed seriously makes them seem like this just like super unimportant. Like you're just here for big boobs, big butt.
Yeah.
Like noise, like moaning. It's just like Like I'll be trying to watch it in my room upstairs, and then it's just like someone does something, and my mom's like, "What was that?" And I'm like, "I'm not really doing it."
Anyone could walk in at any time, and it's like you're watching the most innocent thing ever, but it just looks so wrong.
Yeah. It was like I saw this thing too. It was a meme. It was like when you're loading into GTA and your parents are in the room over.
The bikini loading.
Yeah. That was too funny. I related to that one a lot.
Did you ever go to speaking of GTA, the strip club?
Strip club. Yeah, we would go. So we would go to So me, Max, and Preston would go to the strip club.
Online?
Online.
Okay.
And we'd be like, boys, what time is it? We'd be like, strip club time. So I'd hear Preston get up and like lock his door so his mom didn't walk in.
No
I was
way.
going to the strip club in GTA. And we would send videos and pictures of our characters in the strip club and send them to Luke, who is our like super Christian, like super wholesome friend and like hates all this stuff. So he said the one morning he woke up and saw 3 videos from us, and he was like, us individually, and he was like, what could these possibly be? So he opened one. So poor innocent Luke opens one of these, snaps from us in the strip club in GTA, and he like freaks out and sees that the other 2 from us in the same thing. We did it another night, and he was like, "Are you guys gonna stop doing this?" Well, we thought it was the funniest thing ever, just because it's just such a stupid thing in the game.
Yeah, it's so dumb, but it's so funny.
Remember when you couldn't get GTA to work, and you finally got it? I remember this. Dude, it was a big thing for you. Because I had just gotten GTA, and so we were all getting back into playing GTA and the heists and the game modes and whatnot. And for whatever reason, your Xbox could not handle GTA.
My disc would just not work.
Yeah, it just wouldn't open anything. And you either called Microsoft.
Dude, I called everyone. Rockstar. I called Microsoft. I called GameStop because I thought they would know.
Yeah.
Dude, I called everyone I could think of because I was so annoying because it'd be after like a 4-hour conditioning.
Yeah. We'd let's get on GTA.
We'd have a 4-hour break before we had to go back for more practice. Mm-hmm. And we all were like GTA, like play a bunch of mini games or whatever they were called. And like it would work every like so often. Yeah. And then the other times it would just be like failed to read disk. It had to be the most aggravating thing ever. Yeah. It was so annoying. Did
you ever fix it? I don't know if you fixed it or got on to be able to like get one of those times that you could get on, but I remember that you had loaded into GTA and you were actually like screaming into the mic.
Dude, okay, yeah. So I eventually bought it on the Microsoft Store. So I had it like, what's it called? Virtually.
Yeah.
So I didn't need the disc anymore.
Yeah.
So it was annoying that I'd buy the same game twice, but it would work now. Dude, I would always scream, and I would always play 2K. And every time I would scream whenever my guy would miss a shot. I remember we were playing a game with Mike, and he missed it was like rocket. I don't know what anything's name, but he missed me. He missed to kill me with like a rocket, and I screamed, I'm like, "How do you miss?" Like I was laughing.
Yeah.
I had to shut off the Xbox immediately because all thought I was playing 2K, and they knew how mad I would get when my players would miss, and I was not allowed to play for the rest of the day.
Really? Xbox is one of the greatest inventions of all time to socialize with your friends because you get to be a personal part of their home life, whether they want to be or not. Because the one time we were playing with Adam, do you remember this? I don't know if
I don't know. I thought you were gonna bring up a different story.
No. But so we'd play Fortnite. It's a big thing, Fortnite, where if you kill someone, you get their loot. So in their loot of someone that I killed, there happened to be a gold scar. So I walk over at it, and I noticed that it didn't pick up in my inventory. It's now in Adam's inventory. So I get pissed. I'm like, I just killed this guy. This is my gold scar. And he's like, no, it's mine. And then we got into this heated argument. And he ends up muting his mic like Adam would always do. So he mutes his mic. I swear to God, 2 hours later, he unmutes his mic. And you just hear from the basement, from downstairs, his mom is yelling, like, Adam, get the off the Xbox, go drive the car right now. Because at that time he was learning to get his permit. Oh. So he unmuted, turned off his Xbox, and got off. And we were like, oh my God, his mom is about to kill him. What should we do? So I actually texted Adam. I was like, hey, are you okay? He's like, yeah, my mom just wants me to go drive for my permit. What story were you going to tell?
Okay. I think we were all playing GTA or something.
Yeah.
I believe you were in the game. And my sister comes downstairs. She's like, Sam, do your homework. Mom told me to tell you to do your homework. I'm like, no, I don't want to do my homework. And she's like, do your homework. She's like, no. She's like, okay, I'll go shut off the Xbox. So she's walking to the Xbox and I scream, Bella, you. And as she turns it off, so you guys just hear me yell, Bella, you. And you have no idea what I say after that. And I thought you guys were on the mic. And I remember I don't even want to say what happened next, but bad things.
Did you get whooped by your parents?
I wasn't the best brother in that situation.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, I didn't have the best reaction for my parents, and so it was just a very bad situation altogether, all because she turned off the Xbox in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
Do you not remember this?
I don't. It's so funny that you remember that, probably because I just decided to black out that moment and just thought you were done for and I'd never see you again. But yeah, Sam has some good track records with his mom and me. Do you remember? Because I thought about this earlier. Hold on, I need to fix this.
You're good.
You played the stupid gag. You have a couple stupid gags.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about. I know what you're bringing up.
I'm not going to talk about the one at school. Not that one, the salt pepper shaker. I would stop this right now.
No, I know what you're going to bring up. I forgot about salt and pepper shaker. I know exactly what you're going to bring up.
Yeah, but like I was saying, not the salt and pepper shaker. That's more for an explicit podcast, maybe down the line. But it was Halloween.
Yeah.
Good thing that I got the timeline right. It tells you how ingrained in my head it is. Not because of a pain thing or anything, but I walk into Sam's house. Sam's got all these stupid gags that he's probably learned from a bunch of people. And it was, Chase, did you hear about the car that got in an accident or something like that? Do you remember how the joke set up?
Wait, I'm confused now. Go on.
Okay, no. There was that one too. Okay. I'm going to retell this again.
All right.
Walking into Sam's house, Halloween. Sam goes front hand, back hand.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
I think this is all the same joke, actually. And I go, front hand. I didn't know what it was. Sam slaps me across the face with the palm of his hand. I didn't do anything because I fell for it. It's I fell for the joke. And his mom goes, Samuel, why would you do that? That was the first time. Then Sam goes, backhand. And like an idiot, I go, or front hand, backhand. Then I go, for the other opposite reaction, I go, backhand. She's trying to switch things up. Sam backhands me across the face, and his mom just lights him up, Samuel, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you can't be doing that.
That's the one I was thinking of.
And then the other one, the car accident one, was
car accident.
Oh, a car went this way and this way, and then they went like this, and you just backhanded me in the face with both your hands.
Oh, okay.
And I fell for that one too. You were like, yeah, I think it was like, you sure about the car accident? I was like, what a car accident? This one? Hit me in the face like that. So I've fallen for a couple of the joke. But yeah,
it was a Key and Peele skit.
Was it?
The front hand backhand was.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
See, had I been a little bit more cultured and just watched Key and Peele, I probably would have known what
Dude,
it was.
I'm not surprised you didn't know it, because, like, I don't know if they were probably that big whenever we were growing up. Or,
The
like,
substitute teacher.
the substitute
was.
teacher was, like, that has to be their biggest video.
Yeah, because I'm surprised I just didn't figure out backhand. Whenever you said front hand, backhand, slap me across the face, front. And
That's
then
so
front hand,
funny.
backhand. And I was like, backhand. Yeah, I totally fell for that one. I don't even think I'm a gullible person anymore, but it's probably because of that I've realized that I should probably just not believe or trust whatever anyone's doing anymore. But yeah, you got me, and your mom lit you up on that one for sure.
No, it was a very good memory. I always
a top
think
10
about
moment.
that. It's so funny.
I love that. I love that one too. It's so funny because like you think like you'll just forget about that, but stuff like that's just too funny. It always sticks with you.
Yeah.
Like beforehand we were talking about Sam and I used to go to this Camp Conakry, which is where your girlfriend is currently working.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because as kids we were signed up for this week-long camp, no phones. You go with your friends and you camp in this cabin for a week. It was put on by the YMCA. And there are just so many stupid memories from that because you don't have your phone, you're with which is a good thing. Look, it's a very good thing. And you're just with your friends all the time, playing cards, doing activities and stuff. And we would just try to be as funny as possible all the time. And Sam, the one time, I think you were just goofing around. You got stung by the bee on your middle finger.
Yeah.
And no one believed you
Really?
for the long. I don't think Blaze believed you. Because
Okay.
I think you got stuck on the middle finger, and you were just throwing this big tantrum, and you were like, it feels like I could run on a treadmill forever.
I know.
You were like, I got stung on the middle finger, and then Nate got you with a burning stick on the shoulder.
Oh my god. I
forgot
tell
about
everyone
that.
this story. I tell everyone this story.
Oh, do you?
Whenever I bring up summer camp or Nate skate, I bring up this story, and I don't understand why. Nate looks at me and goes, he has a stick in the fight. He goes, "Can I stab you in the arm with the stick?" I go, "No." I turn around for a split second, and the stick goes right into my arm.
Yeah.
For like
Burning ember in your shoulder.
I don't know if I still have the scar, but I had a mark on my arm for the longest time.
Yeah.
I can't find it now, but it's probably still there. It's such a random day.
Yeah.
Random story.
My sister still has a scar that Sam gave her. Unfortunately, my sister was standing behind Sam in a fish hook accident that my grandma still thinks about to this day.
Yeah.
Up at the property that I told you guys about in the last podcast, because I talked about it, host these big lake days, and people would come. And Sam was fishing, doing his own thing. Faults on both ends. Sam didn't look behind him. My sister was way too close to the person fishing. So Sam goes for the back cast. And then as he rips it forward to cast the bait in the water, the fish hook goes straight through my sister's earlobe. Luckily, it wasn't like anywhere else that would like really hurt.
Dude,
So at least it was like a
thank
third
God
piercing.
it was just an ear.
Yeah. And you ripped it straight through with the minnow still attached.
Yep.
And I don't know if, because I was in a boat with Max at the time.
Yep.
I don't know if he kept trying to pull
I
or
don't-
whatever.
yeah.
You might have just blacked out at the time. But my sister was a true champion, and she took it like a champ. And my dad tried to cut the barb off, but it hurt too much, so they went into the ER and had the fish hook removed. Which there's now an ornament of my sister's ER bracelet
Yep.
that one of my family members got my sister with like little fish hook earrings, and we put it on our Christmas tree every year. And every year we get to talk about Sam hooking my sister.
Every
with
year
the
you
ear.
guys bring it up?
Every year because we look at it. It's a fantastic memory because it's so stupid. It really is.
It's one of those things where I look back and I just still cringe about it. It's one of those memories, because I remember I mean, rightfully so, she screamed. I don't
Yeah.
know if she said, she's like, "The hook is in my ear." And I, like, the panic that
you felt.
yeah, I just hooked your sister. Like, if it was like, not saying if it was, but if it was anyone
Yeah.
else, I would have felt bad, obviously, but not as bad as
Yeah.
your little sister. And I'm trying to get this hook out, and the minnow is still on the.
Yeah.
I never once took out off the minnow, and she's screaming, obviously. So all the your parents and
Coming
grandma
down.
run down. It was just a very bad memory. Very, very traumatic memory.
We love it here in the Thomas household. It's a family favorite. I don't really know why, to be totally honest. I think it's just because we relive it with an ER bracelet. But yeah, 'cause I remember Natalie still remembers. Miller, one of our friends at the time.
He was because everyone was fishing but Miller and Natalie, and he was like they were playing together.
Yeah, he was like, Natalie said she was laughing at him originally because they were close behind you, and because he was like messing around with a minnow in the water. And so he was hysterically laughing at the same time that you hooked my sister. So my grandma got mad at Miller for hysterically laughing because she thought he was laughing at you and Natalie, but he was actually just laughing at this minnow in the water. Yeah, it's too stupid.
I remember then like a couple years later, your grandma she has a chip on her shoulder about this, and I understand why. Yeah. But a couple years later, we go fishing, and like I just set my fish hook down, I set my rod down.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Hey, we don't leave rods on the ground with hooks because that's how you hook people." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yep, that's fair."
That's not just for you. They're very weird about that.
No, I'm sure they are, but just the situation, both
it's
things put together.
I'm like,
okay. I'm like, you're right. I'm like, you're right. I have no say around this, you guys.
God, it's if you're ever with your friends, do stupid stuff smartly because it's very fun.
On your speaking about the lake, and on your last podcast, you were talking about jet skis, and you were talking about how you drive one, how you're good at driving one, and I'll never forget you pulling me on the tube or whatever on the back of a jet ski. Dude, I was in a neck brace for a summer.
Because of me?
No. Because of a car accident, I was in a neck brace for a summer.
Oh.
But that pain after the being pulled on the jet ski was much worse than any pain.
Was it really?
Oh my dude!
Oh, that means I did my job right.
It was genuinely awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Because I've taken so many people tubing, and I really do try to beat the crap out of them because my dad, my cousins and I have actually talked about this. My dad and their dad would always pull us on the jet skis, and they thought it was fun to beat us up.
Yeah.
So now we're all tired of tubing, and we're like, okay, we're done. We've tubed for forever. Now we get to beat the crap out of other people. So now anytime we put our friends on the tube, it's like war. Like I'll spin them in circles. I'll drive through waves to get them like 8 feet in the air, which you probably recall.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got obliterated as kids, so we try to give it back.
Return the favor.
Yeah. To people who unwillingly and innocently didn't have any involvement.
You
with
were
us.
but you were like, do you want to go fast? You want me to go fast? And it was me and Schmidt, and we're like, of course.
Yeah.
Thinking we're hard.
Yeah.
I would do it again any day of the week, but it's such a regret.
Yeah, it's if you're a tuber, if you are a driver on a jet ski or a boat or someone that is on the tube, make sure you don't try to injure them. But make sure you have enough fun that they'll have a story to be able to remember.
No injury, just very because you have to hold yourself stiff.
Your forearms are on fire too.
But it was my neck and shoulder blades. Awful.
From what? Just whiplash?
Whiplash. Yeah, whiplash.
Sweet. That means I did it right. Yeah, because I felt that as a kid. But as a kid, it only lasts for like a day because you're a kid, so you just regenerate.
Yeah.
And like,
Did you get used to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really feel whiplash a whole lot anymore, probably because of it. I bet I have dead nerves in my neck. Yeah. Also on the podcast, I don't know if we do the segment of you get to add 3 songs to a playlist.
Okay.
So
I don't know this one.
On this, it's pretty much the only recurring segment of the podcast we have, but essentially me and Noah have 2 playlists on Spotify and Apple Music where we get to add 3 songs each to the playlist. And so it's a good way for you guys to be able to connect to us in a different way of the music that we listen to. So we have 3 songs that I'll add and then 3 songs that you'll add. Okay. And if they are repeated, what do you try?
No Taylor Swift, I know that.
Oh yeah, did you watch that?
Yeah.
You can add to
no, I was
your music.
No, I know. I was kidding. I was just making a joke about Taylor Swift because of the podcast.
All right. That's gonna be a pain in my butt. So my 3 songs are I'm gonna just rip them off because I can remember them. I'm gonna go Zac Brown, Whiskey's Gone, Zac Brown, Sweet Annie, and Zac Brown, Chicken Fried. Those are my 3 that I'm gonna go with. So give me like 4 or 5 just in case one repeats.
All right. I doubt any of these are repeats.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else has listened to this guy. His name's Killswitch. It's KXL.
I do know Killswitch.
Do you actually know him?
I don't. Yeah, because it's
Really?
It's gym playlists.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And anime edits.
Yeah. But Russian Roulette,
Okay.
Charlotte's Web, I think, and then another guy named Ecstasy with two. It's EKKSTACY.
Oh, I think I remember the name.
Really? You think? Wait, you know who that is?
The name, yeah. Because there's also. Go ahead.
What the heck's it called? Everything. It's like Everything Gets Worse. I Promise or something. Mm-hmm. Good song. I'll add those three because I doubt anyone.
Those are definitely on there.
Yeah, no.
I do know those guys. I know Killswitch.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised.
Sxrmpa, SXRMPA. Maybe it's spelled like that. But I think he was. Or is it Killswitch? It's Cowbell Warrior. Do you know that one?
I don't know that
it's
one.
It's a TikTok edit using a lot of animes. But yeah, I used to listen to those guys a lot working out, actually.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Do you listen to those guys working out?
I listen. I mean, I have a playlist that has all their both those guys their songs in it. Yeah, and they're like they'll be number 1 and 2 on Spotify Rap. Oh, easily my number 1 and 2.
I don't know.
I'm not sure which order though.
I listen to a giant genre collection of all types of different artists.
Oh wait, I have another song.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt you. It might be, dude. What's it called? I'm sorry.
Is it a song by one of them?
No, it's.
Am I gonna know it?
Yeah. We listen to it on every bus ride home from every bus ride to a game.
Philadelphia?
It's by T Grizzly.
First Day Out.
First Day Out. Is that added? Is that on
it
the
might
list?
be on there.
If that's not on, you have to add it because
that's a throwback one I'll add on there.
I'm T Grizzly basically.
You are?
I am.
Yeah, Schmidt loves T Grizzly too.
That's it. Post on my story or on my Instagram. It's from my beach trip. My very last one. It's Jada said he thinks he's T Grizzly.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I did read that. I was like, what?
It's just an inside joke because I sing that song and she's like, "You sound just like him."
Really? Yeah, because Schmidt listens to him a lot. Schmidt also listens to Babytron and RMC Mike and Rio de Young OG and all the Flint rappers. So we listened. I've got some Flint knowledge too, whether I wanted it or not.
I'm not a big music guy. So,
really?
No.
I only am because we listened to so much stuff at school. Like Noah's a big music guy, so we talked a lot about music and rap. Some people that we've had on the podcast, they're singer-songwriters.
Right.
So they're big into their own inspirations and stuff. So we're being accustomed. I'm at least adding more knowledge to my music tastes and knowledge. But anyways, I think we're going to wrap this up. I think we're about like an hour and 5 right
So
now.
we could talk for many more hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Blessed to have Sam as one of my friends. Blessed to have him on the podcast
appreciate
today.
the invite.
Thanks for coming out. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. If you watch the video the whole way through, comment the word Uno, because it's the first thing I saw over there. Again, blessed to have Sam on here. So fun to talk about anime because that's all him and I can ever do.
Yeah.
As always, we will see you in the next episode. Deuces.
You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100,